Hello and welcome to another episode of In the Mix with John Galloway, presented by CrossBones MMA Radio. I'll be your host, John Galloway, and today, as we look at the world of combat sports, we're welcoming back a friend of the program, Steve Montgomery. Steve, John, CrossBones MMA, how's it going, man?
It is going very good, man. How about you guys?
It's going great up here. Thank you very much for asking. So, Steve, let's start off first of all with your videography skills. You've been making a vlog for your upcoming Titan 31 fight. How's that going for you?
It's been good, man. I mean, the most important thing that the blog covers is the training, and the training's been going excellent. So, got the first video out. It was just kind of a highlight from the last fight. The second video was an update of what we did on a Saturday off from training, which really was not off at all. And then I'm working on a third video just showing some of the last, fine-tunings of the camp. So hopefully have that out by next week. You just go to youtube.com/thecreepyweasel. You can see all the different videos, and there's a lot of, videos from before that, too, that I think are pretty interesting. Other fighters as well. So there's a lot of fighting videos on there.
Nice.
A lot about
cool.
the training as well.
Nice. It's funny because a lot of people don't get an opportunity to really see you guys train. Clearly, they all see you guys, in the octagon, in the ring, in the cage. Some of the bigger promotions have, for their main event guys, they have the open workouts that are, open to the public. But other than the people that, you train with on a day in and day out basis, nobody sees the hard work that you guys put in. Is that something that you're trying to highlight with the video series?
Oh, yeah, exactly. I want to show how much hard work is put in, and two, how fun it can be, in the sense that not only is it hard work, and there are times you have to make a lot of sacrifices, but there's a lot of moments to enjoy as well. So I try to capture most of it, but it's hard sometimes when you're the only one filming, and you're worried about the training itself, and I'm kind of pulling, on-the-spot cameramen to get some film of this and that, but it works pretty well. And, I mean, the videos aren't crazy long. That's another thing, too, today's audience is they have a very short attention span. That, if something's too long, if you don't capture them the right way, they won't watch it all the way through. So I try to make them short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah, people are busy and they're, multitasking throughout the whole day.
Exactly.
So we want to try to get little snippets here and there. But how is your training going on overall?
It's going really well, man. I don't think I'd be wrong to say this has probably been my best training camp I've ever had. I mean, it was very specific. Not to mention, too, the opponent did switch 3 times. It was the same opponent.
Right.
So I got some time to put in specific work for this guy, and everything just felt really good, man. I had a lot of attention from the coaches, so it was just I really feel good with what I put together in this training camp.
Now, we're 10 days out. The fight that we're talking about is on October 31st. It's going to be at the USF Sundome down in Tampa, and it's Titan Fighting Championship 31. You're going to be taking on Brock Jardine. Now, 10 days out from the fight, are you done with camp, or are you in the process of shutting it down? Where are you in your preparation?
Just, starting to work out. Starting to lean my body out and just fine-tuning everything. We're almost like a review week, You're just doing everything that you've already worked on, fine-tuning it, doing some things that, just basically having fun in training, Everything's fun. Everything is based... I don't know how to explain it. It's not as challenging, but anything that I'm giving myself challenges that I know I can do.
Right.
So basically, it's feel good. Get the weight off, feel good about what you're going to do in the cage, and just put everything together.
Now, you're coming off of a win. You're actually on a four-fight win streak. But your most recent win was over Team Cleveland at Titan Fighting Championships 29 back in August. How similar is your current opponent, Brock, to your previous opponent, Rakim, when it comes to them in the cage?
I think they're both as dangerous, but, I mean, he's just totally opposite, Rakim was a big, tall southpaw who had a lot of power and not necessarily had offensive wrestling as much so, and Brock Jardine is a stockier 5'11" wrestler who can throw big overhand right. So it's a different power hand, it's different body styles, and I think different intentions overall with their game plan.
I'm really glad that you pinpointed the major differences in their body. That's kind of where I wanted it to go. With it being so night and day from one opponent to another, do you tailor each camp to the specific opponent, or do you tailor the camp to what you're looking to work on and what you're trying to impose in each fight?
I think it's just all the specs. Every camp is always what I'm looking to impose. But at the end of the day, knowing that you're going to impose your will doesn't change the fact that you're imposing your will on someone with a different range, a different distance from you. If he's tall, if he's shorter, his punches are going to have a different distance. So I can hit him from a different range as opposed to a 6'3" guy. So I'm always looking to make my tools work, but you have to make it work on each different body type, each different person, and the distance you can keep between that person to where you're safe and they're not.
Now, how are things going down there with American Top Team? I know you said that you felt that you got a little bit more attention from your coaches this time. As you're gaining more and more notoriety with each win that you're building up on top of each previous win, are you becoming one of the top guys down there? Are you stepping up and garnering more attention from your coaches and the other top fighters out of American Top Team?
I think that they're definitely happy to see that I'm winning and fighting a lot, and they definitely stay close to that. But I've always gotten attention down there. I think what's really been to get the extra attention. I mean, I guess the wins do help, but because it doesn't help in the sense that, he's winning, let's get behind him now. It helps because they know that I'm serious, and they know that when they put work into me, they're not just wasting it on someone who might back out of a fight or this and that. So I've just become friends with a lot of the coaches. So not only have over the past several years they've helped me train, I've helped them train, and they know they can call on me when they need something. So it's easy for me to just call them and say, hey, can we set up a session tomorrow where we work this, and that, because I feel like I have a hole there. So they all get up for me and they find partners today. I had a session with people that came for me at 11 o'clock as opposed to the 12 o'clock session where it's really crowded. So, but I asked them to, and when they have a fight, I help them. So it really is, if you go in there and you spend time in there like I do, some people come and go. I mean, it becomes like a family, You can just call on your relatives to help you, and you know that when they need you, they'll call you.
Now, it's interesting to me because you said that, you right now you're at a point in your relationship with them where you can call them up and say, hey, I want to work on this because I feel like this is a hole in my game. Are you kind of running your own camp, in terms of what you see as your weaknesses and strengths? Or do you have that input from them where they're telling you, this is what we want to work on. You're strong here. Let's keep working that. But you're weaker here. Let's really focus here.
Yeah, I'm definitely in charge of my own camp. And the simple fact that they let me be in charge of my camp, it opens me to all input they have. They don't try to force anything down my throat, but they tell me what they see, and I respect the hell out of them all as not only coaches, but competitors and, just their mentors. So when they tell me something, I listen up real loud and clear. But the only thing I think they realize, too, is, whereas my boxing coach is great, my boxing coach, Chuck, has really put a lot of time and effort into me. I mean, I got to give him a lot of props for just all the care and personal time he's given me. And he will work really hard on working my boxing, but he knows that certain things when he sees me do when I'm doing the full mixed martial arts, sees me sparring with the kicks and with the takedowns, he knows that there's other aspects. So he's not forceful.
Right.
He's making suggestions. But at the same time, I know how wise he is, and I take his suggestions very seriously because I know that he is, he's no BS. He tells you how he sees it, and generally, almost every time he's told me, if you do that, you're going to get hit with this. That's what I get hit with.
Awesome. Now, what can you tell me about Brock? I know you hinted at, he's 5'11". He's a little stockier. He's a good wrestler. Where do you see your advantages over him? Where do you see this fight going? What do you see coming up on October 31st?
I know he's dangerous, and I know he's looking to definitely take my head off, to make a statement. He wants to get back on the winning streak. He's fought his last 3 fights have been losses, but to all tough competition. I mean, really tough competition. Guys that could have beaten me, in the 2 in the UFC and 1 in Titan, to a really good guy by a close decision. So I know he's coming in to make a statement, but at the same time, I think he's going to take risks to get that finish and to take my head off, and the more risk he takes, the better for me, because that's how I like to fight. I need guys that are going to take risks on me and fight me, and I just feel like he's going to have extra pressure to put on me. He's going to try to put that pressure on me. He's going to try to back me into a wall and either hit me or take me down, and that's exactly where I shine. The more risk he takes, the more openings I'll find, and whatever he brings. I'm sure he's worked with the game a lot, does things different than his last 3 fights, but whatever he brings, I'll be waiting for.
And we'll be watching. And again, it's October 31st at the USF Sundome in Tampa, Florida. The main card is going to be on CBS Sports on your cable channels, and the prelims are going to be on CBSSportsNetwork.com. Now, Steve, if let us try that again. If people can't come out and see you that night live, where can they follow you along on social media, on Facebook, Twitter? Where can they follow you? Also on YouTube now, where they can keep up with how your career is going and where your next fights are going to be.
Yeah, man. Facebook.com/TheCreepyWeasel. The YouTube page, so YouTube.com/TheCreepyWeasel. I think my Twitter is just @WeaselSteve. Instagram, The Creepy Weasel. And then I have a website that has a pretty good little 45-minute documentary on the gym I did in 2013. It's called Every Day is a Monday, MMA.com.
Nice. Now, along the way, people are helping you out. Clearly, getting sponsors going into the cage. Who do you got backing you up for this fight?
Oh, man, so many people, so many friends and family, but definitely, my mom and dad are amazing. They help me out, and they go out of their way for me, and they really, really love the fighting career. So I've got to thank them. I've got to thank Bob Shever Wellness Center. I've got to thank Fresh Meal Plan. They give amazing food. They're one of a kind, and it's quality food, and it's healthy. Perfecting Athletes, those are my dietitians. They are amazing women. They're very smart and very genuine and caring. 1520 Sports Lounge, Shredneck USA, Insurance Academy, and Garden of Life. Garden of Life sends me a lot of good stuff, and they're actually one of those companies that when you hear athletes bragging about that they use this, they actually use it. It's a really good product.
Nice. Now, Steve, I got to tell you, this is not the first time that I've had you on the show, and each time I give you the opportunity to give a shout out to your sponsors, and first and foremost, you always thank your parents first. I think that's a telltale sign of being raised by good people, and I just want to give you that acknowledgement that I see that and I hear it, and
good people, man.
Yeah, definitely sounds like it. But we'll be watching on October 31st, like I said, CBS Sports on your cable TV channels and CBS Sports Network on the internet. But for now, that's going to wrap up another episode of In the Mix with John Galloway, presented by CrossBones MMA Radio. I'd like to extend a big thank you to today's guest for joining us. For Steve Montgomery, this is John Galloway, and we are tapping out.